let's deal with the negatives, if you like. Car crash at the start. I mean, to even be in the game after conceding 3 within 12 minutes is something. And that's all we can do. Yeah, a car crash at the start. They go forward 3 times, score 3 goals, and we've got to be better than that. And we were speaking the other night. Joe said to you the other night that until today, the last game is the first time we've conceded in 15 minutes in a game in the league all season. And that's the things, you know, it's about giving ourselves a platform, standing ourselves in good stead for the rest of the game. And we go and concede 3 in 12 minutes. And it's always a mountain to climb. And then we get back in the game and we gift them another. Every time we got there, we give them something, we give them another cushion. No more so in your second half, you were really good. And you had them panicking, you had them worried. You could see the frustration on their sideline that they were winning a game and they should have been they could have been comfortable, and we didn't allow it to be. And we were getting at them, and we get the goal, and we said get the next goal, and then see where it takes you. And then it's just, I don't know, it's learning, if you like. It's inexperience in terms of how we give, because Joe mentioned before the game about how young we were as a side today, and to some extent that's cost us a little bit, but equally the energy and the fact that you kept going, and you feel like it's a credit to us that we've not tossed it in and crumbled. And there's going to be criticism about having losing, but there's manners of losing games. And Tuesday, the manner of Tuesday we know was unacceptable. And today it looked like we could have gone down that route again, and we could have just tossed it away. We could have just given up. We could have given up the ghost, and we could have even got more solid and become just a 3-0 and offered nothing going forward. Or we could have ended up on the end of an absolute hammering, but you didn't. You kept going, and you gave yourselves a chance. And then the fact that we're going into stoppage time chasing an equaliser, I'm not going to lose sight of that. There's big pluses in that, and there's some good performances in that as well. But we've got to have a belief and confidence that when we are chasing, we're not too rash. When we are trying to get that next goal, we don't try and overthink it. Don't try and force it. And there were just moments today where we try to force it, and it felt like we've tried to force the penalty's the big one, not just in the conceding of the penalty, but how it leads to that we end up getting flooded on because we've lost good possession, trying to force our way back into a game with loads of time left. But what I will say is the character you've shown, and the determination and the refusal that will stand us in good stead going forward. And I know I'm going to focus on that. And then we come back in and we're back in Monday. And we're banged up. So we've got to look after ourselves. You know, we're going through, we're hitting a bump, and we're suffering with health-wise, if you like, a little bit at the moment. But we'll come through this, because tough times don't last, tough people do. So I want you to stay positive, keep your heads up, and be ready to go Monday.
Devs, another tough one to take. What were your thoughts on the game?
I mean, it's an appalling start to the game. They've gone forward 3 times, I think, and scored. So, yeah, it's tough to take. It's a whole lot tougher given that we've hit a bit of a bump, and it's 4 consecutive defeats. We're well aware of that, but we knew that these moments would come. And we've known from day one of starting this football club that these moments are going to come in part of your growth. Now, you either give up on that, or you accept it as part of growing and developing. And I mean that as a club, not just as a we're still in the infancy, and we've not had any tough times. And trust me, this is not a tough time.
And obviously, Devs, you mentioned that bump, and that's all it is literally a bump. And I know, especially from the viewer's perspective, it's very easy to just look at the results and see, like you said, we've obviously lost 4 in a row, and kind of just jump to conclusions. But how would you summarise like our season so far, up at this halfway point?
Well, in terms of people are going to get frustrated and people are going to think this, but inside the changing room, I think before this last 4, we'd gone 4 straight wins, and none of us were getting carried away. Other people start talking about playoffs, and we know what our aims were at the beginning of the season. We know what our aims are as a club. We know the context within that. That's the viewers don't have any context around that, and we're as open as anyone. But you can't tell everyone everything. Because we've lost 4, and it might become 5. It might become that's football. This is not We're sitting in a healthy position in the league. We're not Manchester City where there's an expectation to be to win the league every season. We're a team moving up the pyramid. Every step we take, it gets tougher and tougher and tougher, and the jumps become they're big. And with anyone who expects you to just go and steamroll your way through it, we're not a computer game. We can't switch it off and reset it if we've got the ump. This isn't where you just start a new save because you failed yesterday.
Or UFL.
Or more importantly, UFL. You're 2-0 down at half time. You disconnect and it doesn't count. This is real life, and real life, brings about challenges. And with it, as I say, with it a bump at the moment. We're a bit banged up. We've got injuries, but equally, it takes time to bring people in. It's not as straightforward as going and buying people, and it's you don't just get people in as a click of a button. And the people you do bring in, you want to bring in because they've got a future with a club. Now, we might need a sticking plaster or two to help us, or we might get players back sooner than we think. We're not a huge squad. There's reasons why we can't afford to be a huge squad this season. So, but what I will say is, people get disappointed. There's a lot of people around here disappointed. No one's more disappointed than us. No one's more disappointed than me. And we all care. And anyone who thinks we don't care what and it's not important to us, really don't understand the group of people that we've got working hard to put it right. So, there's going to be trolls out there that are going to revel in this, and there's going to be some supporters that are so used to winning that they think this is a crisis and a disaster, but it's not. And I would just ask people to try to understand and see that, these moments, I've just said to the players, tough times don't last, tough people do, and we're a tough group.